If you're watching this video, you most probably have a dog that's infirm or getting old, and you're thinking you're going to have to prepare yourself for what will be, I guarantee, the worst day of your life. I think it's important that you should make some plans, loose plans, for the eventual day that's going to come, purely to make it as kind and gentle for your pet, and it helps to prepare yourself. And there are a few tips I've got, which you might not realise at the time, but after your pet has gone, that they might be a help. So let's look at the first thing, which is take plenty of video and photographs of your dog. You will have to make the decision at some point, and you will wonder if you are doing the right thing. I found it really helpful. I couldn't look at videos of Sid until quite a while afterwards, but what I found comforting afterwards was, at the time, your dog slowly deteriorates, and it becomes almost imperceptible, and you think, oh, am I doing the right thing? Aren't I doing the right thing? He enjoyed, or she enjoyed, going for a sniff and a walk this morning, but when I look back at the videos, I was honestly a bit shocked at what state he was in. You know, stiff back legs, and he didn't look that happy. But I didn't realise that at the time. So you want to photograph and video your dog anyway, so you've got your memories. You know, pick your favourite moments. You know, when they're asleep on the sofa or having their breakfast or whatever it is, because once they're gone, and you should cherish those memories. So that'd be my first tip. The second is getting more into the practical side of it, which is you need to have a chat with your vet. Obviously, they're going to. People have asked me, you know, when is the right time. I don't think you can do it too early, because the death is so instant and painless. It's like they don't know that they're here in 1 minute and gone the next. And I wouldn't worry about putting them to sleep too soon, because the vet will say, you know, your dog's in good health or whatever. So you've always got the backstop of the discussion, but I would have the discussion. Now you're thinking about when is the time going to be. Just go to your vets and chat about what the options are. Like the big thing, I wanted Sid to be put down at home. As it turned out, we couldn't do that because he just collapsed. I was in pain, so I got him put down within 3 hours, I think. But the idea was, I knew it was coming because he had arthritis and his back legs were in a bit of a state. Yeah, I knew that it was coming, but I discussed it with my vet, and he had you mostly have this with your pet. He had a favourite nurse who he just absolutely adored, and so the arrangement, I said, was when the time does come, we'll have him put down at home, and with this nurse vet. So the idea is he's in his home environment, he's comfortable, there's people who've come round, it's his favourite nurse. But if you can't do that, then obviously you will have to go to the vets. One thing I would say, which is, I've looked at a few videos on the web, and some of them they put the dog on the operating table to be put down. I don't know. I didn't have that with Sid. I lay on the floor with him, which is more natural than putting him on a table. Basically, I would just say the more things you can do to make your dog feel comfortable and safe and loved, the better. So I'd definitely not do the laying them out on a operating table. That's just bizarre. Also, you'll need a blanket wherever it's done, because unfortunately, when they do pass, often they lose control of the bowel and bladder. This is just a natural response, but you need to be prepared for that. I would say, backtracking, one of the things which I decided to I wanted to have Sid put down at home, but that didn't happen. The one thing which I wondered about was, if I had him put down in the living room, I would always have that image in my mind when I was in the living room. You can never unsee what you've seen, and there's no way I would leave him while he was being put to sleep. But at the end of the day, I thought it'd be best for him. But as you know, that didn't turn out that way. Then I would just map out what would be the perfect last day for your dog. Obviously, you want to spend your time with him or her. Favourite walks, treats, whatever they are. Knock yourself out, and just enjoy the last day. I let Sid always slept on my bed, and he was 13 and a half, which is a good age for a black lab. But what I did that last night, obviously I didn't sleep, and he was cuddled up next to me, and I recorded his snoring, breathing. I know that sounds strange, but I've still got that, and I still listen to it now and again. On the nights after he'd gone, I would play it. You never know. It might be a comfort. It might be something you might find appalling. But if you don't try, or if you don't do it, you won't have the option later. What you really need to prepare yourself for is that dogs hide their pain. It's part of the pack animal instinct, so they don't want to appear weak in front of the pack. So your dog, whatever state you think it's in, it will be consciously trying to hide, what state it's actually in. And also they're very sensitive, so bear in mind, if you're bursting into tears every day in front of your dog, it's going to pick up that you're upset. So that's just well, it's an awful, but it's just be aware that if you're crying and hugging the dog all the time, breaking down, it's not really fair on the dog. As I posted it on Facebook to all my dog walking pals to say I was going to take Sid for the last walk up at the playing field at Harper State, and if anybody wanted to come and say goodbye to him, they could do. And a big crowd turned out, and it was lovely. As lovely as it can be on a day like that. But there are two benefits to this. One of them is quite selfish. It gives your dog a send-off because he's mates or she's mates with all these other dogs, so it's nice for them to meet up one last time. Also, on a practical level, after your dog's died, you get so many people will be asking you, where's your dog? And you'll be raw, and it'll just make you burst into tears. I'm doing it now. So if you get it over and done with, that sounds a bit cruel, but announcing it on Facebook and letting everybody know just makes it one step easier on the healing process afterwards. And it cuts down the amount of people who come up and say, where's your dog? So that's something to consider. Obviously won't be appropriate for everybody. Apart from that, all I can say is give them the best breakfast they've ever had, and just be as strong as possible, which is virtually impossible, but be as strong as you can be for your dog, because the euthanasia procedure is just instant. You can have the choice of Sid was very relaxed at the vets, so rather than drag it out by having you can give them an anaesthetic first and then the fatal jab. He seemed happy enough. I videoed it. If you click up here or here, wherever it is, and I'm pleased that I did video it, because at the second before he died, he licked my face, and he never ever licked my face before. It was like him saying goodbye. To me, I wanted it to be private, but so I went on my own. But I strongly recommend you have somebody to drive you home, because I was not safe to drive at all. Anyway, that's a few tips that might help you for well, just preparing yourself for the day and making it as easy as possible for your dog. I hope it helps. Bye.